Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. And I know it's been
Hi.
a very long time. I have Anna with me here, and it's been a very long time. We couldn't catch each other. Either she was
Yeah, I
busy or
know.
we were occupied. But anyhow, we wanted to do this, and that's why we are here. And we made
Yeah.
sure that we would come here, and we will continue with the topic that we started, menstruation and everything around menstruation. And today's topic is the most discussed topic which is not understood by many people. There is lack of awareness about it, and there is a lot of confusion about this topic, is what I would say. So the topic is
Yeah.
PCOS or PCOD. So the biggest confusion is between these two terms. And I'm going to let Anna speak about it because she's the one who's the technical expert on this. And Anna, what is it? PCOD, PCOS?
Basically, there are three terms. One is PCO, then there is PCOS, and there is PCOD. Okay. PCO is just polycystic ovaries, which is an ultrasound finding. Okay. That is a basic ultrasonography finding. Then you have PCOS and PCOD. PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome and polycystic ovarian disease. So earlier they called it polycystic ovarian disease. So when you look at hear the word disease, it sounds very ghastly and very dangerous. So they scrapped that term and they now call it polycystic ovarian syndrome. However, still there are not many studies and a lot of textbooks still call it PCOD.
Right.
So you can either call it PCOD, PCOS. PCOS is basically like a group of symptoms. So it is a condition, it is not a disease. Why they wanted to say that it is, you should not call it PCOD and you should call it PCOS is because it is a group of symptoms. It is like a host of symptoms, and it has varied presentations, and that is why we now use the term PCOS.
All
That
right.
is polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Okay. So I hope that clarifies your confusion, your difference between the PCOD and PCOS. And I have a couple of more questions that we have both jotted down, which are commonly asked questions. And
Yeah.
Anna is going to answer all these questions today, and these are all surrounding PCOS. And let me tell you that these are just generic, explanations which everybody should know about. If you have any specific personal issue, then you have to visit a gynecologist and you have to get yourself checked. But this is something that generally you should know about this particular syndrome. So I'm going to start with the questions, and Anna is going to start answering them. So you can just listen to this whole conversation. And this is the place where you will find answers to all your confusions and your questions. All right. So first of all, what is PCOS in technical terms?
PCOS is like how Corona is the pandemic right now. I would like to say that PCOS is a big pandemic and epidemic actually, which is going on since a while. Like every other patient, like 1 in 10 women are suffering from it.
Yeah.
So many of us are not even aware that we have PCOS because of the varied host of symptoms, like I said. And we get so many patients walking into our OPD, and the age group is just vast. The entire reproductive age group, what we say is from 15 years to it goes up to 45 years of age group. We get patients who are suffering from PCOS. So this condition, in technical terms, we use something called the Rotterdam criteria to define PCOS, which consists of three things. So first is your menstrual irregularity, that is delayed menses or scanty menses. You may get your period once in 2 or 3 months, and when it comes, it may be very scanty or it may be very heavy as well. You could be having heavy periods with clots. So that is your menstrual problems, mainly scanty. Oligomenorrhea is what we call it, or amenorrhea. You just don't get your period at all. The second one is biochemical or clinical androgen levels, hyperandrogenemia. What it means is that your male hormones or the androgen levels, the testosterone levels in females rise above the normal level. So we as females also have a small amount of male hormones in us. But when it exceeds that normal amount, we start developing male type features such as pimples, which we call acne in medical terms. We get hirsutism, that is facial hair growth of male type of hair growth. So that is hair growth over your chin, your sides, upper lip, your chest. Okay, and we typically get this male pattern baldness. What it means is that you get loss of hair on your scalp, and you get excessive hair growth on other areas, like which I already mentioned, on your back, on your chest, and on your face. So that again is like a this is the second part of the Rotterdam criteria. The third part is, of course, your ultrasound diagnosis, in which you see a string of pearl appearance of your ovaries. So basically, there are two ovaries, one uterus, and there are follicles inside it. So what happens basically in PCOS is, how do we get our period? We get in our ovary, follicles are developing. One big dominant follicle develops every month, and around the 14th day from your first day of your period, okay, that follicle ruptures, the egg is released, okay, into your system, and then if there is pregnancy, then the sperm meets this egg and a baby is formed. Now, what happens if there is no sperm? Then that egg sheds into the endometrium that is in the uterus, and it comes off as your periods.
Right.
So this is a normal process of ovulation. But what happens in some women, instead of one follicle developing, there are multiple follicles that are developing. So this multiple follicular developing condition is called PCOS, and that is what we see on ultrasound. That is a string of pearls appearance of your follicles. So sometimes we get young girls or women who have gone to some doctor, somebody has prescribed some ultrasound, and they come to us with this typical picture of PCO. Okay, so they may not have all the symptoms of PCOS, but they do have this on ultrasound. Okay, so for Rotterdam criteria, to diagnose you as the PCOS, you should have any two out of these three criteria you should have fulfilled.
Okay.
And so, like I said, it is a disease, or it is a symptom condition in the whole reproductive age group. It can affect young girls as young as 15 to 16 years. And we actually get married women who have already had children, or who are trying to conceive, and they're not able to, and then we find that they have PCOS.
Right.
So it affects a varied age group.
Right. So do you think the lifestyle has anything to do with the symptoms that take?
Yeah, definitely.
Isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. That is like one of the major stress factors, and stress is the biggest cause of PCOS.
Of
And
not only PCOS, but everything else.
Everything in life. Yeah, that is true. And what I like to call it is like, it's a vicious cycle, You're stressed about your PCOS, and then the symptoms flare up, and then you're stressed about the symptom, and then, there is no end to it.
Yeah.
So it begins with stress, and the lifestyle that we are living right now. Like, if you see our mothers, our grandmothers, they didn't suffer from these
I actually,
new
when I
era
was growing up,
conditions.
I never heard about this term.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
about it now. So.
Yeah, exactly. Now it is like so common, like every household, some girl, in the family is suffering from this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
the sad part is that still there is lack of awareness about what it is and how it can be cured. People have given up completely, thinking that it's a very expensive treatment, and that's why they cannot afford to go to a gynecologist, and that's why they just step back and they never think on visiting a gynecologist. They're like, ठीक है अभी क्या थोड़ा बहुत है वो चल रहा है चलने दो types. But that is not, because later on, if you keep it going the way it is going to have major impact on your body, physically as well as mentally.
That's right.
To affect you. So
that's right.
It's important to diagnose it at the right time.
Yeah, it is actually stress induced, our lifestyle, how we're going more towards a sedentary lifestyle. We are not made to, have a sedentary lifestyle. We are given hands and feet to move around and to work and to be active, not to sit behind, a screen and be a couch potato all day. So that all adds to it, and plus we have so many other stresses, like there's so much competition right now, and young girls are so influenced by peer pressure and all of that, and that also adds to the symptoms of PCOS.
I feel the stress related to periods itself. Like I remember
Yeah,
earlier, even when I used to, it used to get delayed by even one day. I used to stress out so
yeah.
much. I used to be like, oh my god, it's not yet come, and it used to end up delaying by 2, 3 more days. So
Mhm.
it's everything here.
Yeah. And what happens is, you're in school and you're like, oh, my friend got it on time. How come I'm not getting it on time? Yeah.
But the
So
one
that
very
is
important thing I think women or girls need to understand is, even when I do my sessions, I tell them that every body is different. And
different. Correct. Yeah.
every life, like whatever lifestyle that you are carrying on, is also different. The stress levels are different, so you need to consider all
Mhm.
those things, and then there's no comparison in this.
Yeah.
So
So, like you said about curing PCOS. So, PCOS is a condition, and if you are like genetically, it has a genetic factor as well. Like if your mother or your family somebody's had, then you may develop it. I'm not saying that you will, definitely for sure that you may have it. So, what you have to do is basically keep the symptoms in check. So, like you said, every girl is different. Every girl has a different body type and a different, pituitary axis. The whole menstrual cycle is also different. So, what symptoms she presents with of PCOS will be different than another girl.
right,
So, what we need to do is basically treat all these stress factors, your lifestyle changes, your sleep habits, and all these things, and you can keep your PCOS under check.
yeah,
And the most important thing is, these all things you will be hearing about from a lot of people. People will be giving you 100 types of advice, but at the end of the day, if it is not working for you, it is very important to go and take professional help, because a lot of PCOS symptoms mimic underlying medical conditions like hypothyroidism, which we very commonly see. That
right,
irrespective of whatever the girl is doing, her symptoms are not getting under control.
right,
So hypothyroidism is very very close to PCOS, and we do generally see it along with PCOS also. I'm not saying that it will be the cause, and she might not have PCOS. She might have both.
correct,
So
yeah,
it is important to see all those things, and also vitamin D deficiency also is similar, shows similar symptoms.
right,
Iron folic acid deficiency again.
yeah,
So it is important to, and also your insulin levels. So what happens in PCOS is your insulin levels go very high up.
okay,
Okay, because your glucose levels are high. So I'm not going to get into the technicality of it, but insulin, we need insulin. What happens is, we eat anything, it gets converted into glucose, and your
right,
insulin is it's a hormone that is released, and it goes and takes that glucose, and it goes, gives you energy, and does it has various functions
right,
to release energy. But in PCOS, this insulin is not able to do its role. So
right,
your glucose levels are high. The insulin is not able to take the glucose, and the body compensate by increasing the insulin levels.
right,
So that is why there are drugs which are given to sensitize the insulin sensitizers, because you are insulin resistant.
ah,
So it is important that you should not get so convinced and get carried away. What I would want to say, to people who are suffering from PCOS, or to even go and meet somebody to properly find out if you have PCOS or not. So there
right,
are blood tests available. There is ultrasound available. It does not mean that, oh, I have period irregularities, I'll go and get an ultrasound done. For
right,
young girls, we do not advise that,
yeah,
because when you get your periods for the first time, that is called menarche.
mhm,
For the first 2 years, your periods may be irregular.
right,
So that is normal, because your pituitary axis, your hypothalamus pituitary axis, which is forming your whole menstrual cycle,
right,
that is just developing.
correct,
So you can actually wait. You need not go into, I see a lot of people directly going to do blood tests, and a lot of other investigations unnecessary, and it's not going to tell you anything different.
yeah,
And normally also, these follicles may be seen on ultrasound, and you may think that it is PCOS.
mhm,
So of course, it is important to know that you have PCOS, to start treatment, so that in future there are other repercussions of it. Like it may affect your infertility. So what happens is your ovulation is not occurring on time. That
Right.
is why you're not getting your period on time. And if your ovulation is not occurring on time, it is definitely can cause fertility related issues, that you may get difficulty in conceiving, having a baby.
Right.
And of course there are other metabolic disorder, like what we call it is like hypertension, diabetes,
Yeah.
and cardiac disorders like heart attack and all. So these are the things which we can prevent
Right.
if you do these basic things like lifestyle changes,
Mm-hmm.
sleep, other day to day habits can be improved, and you can keep your PCOS under check.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that with us. I think that's a lot of important information. And I feel, like even when I do these sessions, there are a lot of other women who are doing these kind of menstrual hygiene or menstrual awareness sessions. But it is more about implementing these advices, like actually making that, bringing that change in your lifestyle rather than, now the thing is that people only think when you go to the doctor, doctor gives the medicine, only then you can be cured. But I always
Yeah,
was that before going to the doctor, why don't you try and make certain changes and observe whether it's helping you or no? And then it so happens that nowadays girls go to the doctors and the doctors tell them to follow a certain lifestyle. Then they will want to follow
yeah,
that lifestyle.
I know. Yeah, that is so true. Like I was just going to tell you that.
Yeah,
Yeah, like going to a doctor doesn't mean that they're going to prescribe you pills. And
exactly.
like between you and me, I'm literally like that, not that conventional doctor at all.
Yeah.
I mean, people they'll come to me with PCOS symptoms, and I'll be like, do Surya Namaskar every day,
Yeah.
lose 3 kg,
Yeah.
show me, eat your greens, eat your fruits, eat your nuts, stop eating junk food, stop aerated drinks,
Right.
and lose weight, and that is definitely going to change. And the patient will look at me like, huh, I came to you and you're not going to give me any medicine. I'm like, you don't need medicine right now. Like,
According to them, the only cure is with the help of medicines, and that is, I think,
yeah,
they feel it's easier and it's faster. And
yeah, that is not true.
yeah,
In fact, PCOS, you have to be very patient.
yeah,
So it does not mean, even with medicine, even if you are, it does not mean like, please don't mistake me. If I say that lifestyle and diet is a part of curing PCOS, definitely if you are not being treated by that and you're not having any relief of symptoms, you may need medicines as well because of your severity of symptoms. You may not be getting periods at all. At least we suggest that at least 3 4 cycles a month you should get periods.
right,
Okay, and I don't mean to say that just with diet and lifestyle it'll be cured. If you need medicines, you need to meet your gynec. You're not getting cured, you need to meet your doctor, and he or she will definitely give you the pills that are needed. But with alongside that, you have to do your diet and exercise and
right, right.
your sleep and
Yeah.
controlling your stress in life also.
And so you're saying that it can come back if you again go towards a sedentary
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Yeah, definitely. And we have seen it in a lot of patients where we started OC pills. Like OC pills is one of the treatments for the menstrual part of PCOS.
Yeah.
And we do see that, we've given them, and then when they stop it, they're going back to their lifestyle, and then the symptoms come back. And then they come back to us like, what do we do now? So it is, you have to be patient, you have to be consistent. Consistency is the key word in PCOS. You cannot be like, and all these diets, there are so many diets online, Dikshit diet and intermittent fasting and all. So what I believe is, you do not take up a diet which you cannot follow for the rest of your life.
Correct.
That is the most important thing. If you want to take a diet, you can very well go for any of these diets. They are not bad. Intermittent fasting is really good. Our Homo sapiens, they did that only. There was no time or there was no clock or anything. They saw the sunset and theek hai, abhi khana khayenge, and no food after that. So they used to follow all that and they were fine. So I'm not saying that they're bad, but then you should pick up a diet which you can follow for the rest of your life.
Right.
Only then take the diet, because you will get so drained in that diet, and then once you're fed up of it, you will go back to your gaining your weight back.
Because you're
So it is
forcibly
important.
going to lose weight or for whatever reasons, and it's just forceful. It's not something which you
Yeah.
actually naturally do follow. And what I
Yeah.
do and what I tell girls is that every time you put something in your mouth, you just observe whether it's really going to help your body in any way, yes or no.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean that I don't eat junk food at all. I also enjoy junk food, but
Yeah. Yeah.
only once in a while.
Same.
But
Exactly.
I don't make it a habit. So there, when
Yeah.
there are
That's
healthier
right.
options available, because see, I'm a full-time traveler as well. So sometimes I end
Mm.
up eating junk because there's no other option.
Adoption. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's true.
and sometimes it's also my taste buds and my mood, and completely okay.
Yeah.
The idea is to not
Indulgence.
stress out too much about food as well. It's just that you need to be 80% or 90% of the times you need to be very observant about or very particular about what you put in your body, and that's what is going
Mm.
wrong. So, yeah.
Yeah, so it has to go hand in hand. You have to, first of all, you have to decide that this is the life I want, I choose to live, which is a healthy life. And it does not mean that, you join an expensive, this I always tell my patients, okay? It does not mean that you go and join an expensive gym membership and put a hole in your parents' pocket, okay? It can be very well a simple form of cycling,
Yeah.
running, swimming, aerobics. You like Zumba, do Zumba. See, it doesn't mean you don't have to even, do those YouTube, those 30-day challenge and all that. You can easily just, you begin with 20 minutes, 25 minutes, or at least 15 minutes a day. Do Surya Namaskar in the morning, like 10 Surya Namaskar also. It is such a nice, refreshing exercise. I suggest this to so many, like everybody, honestly, like everybody knows me as the person who suggests Surya Namaskar
Yeah.
because I vouch by it. It is so easy to do. It is, it makes you feel good also,
Yeah.
and you can, it'll it'll make you happy. Exercise is going to make you happy. In the beginning, it is going to be painful. You're going to be like, why am I doing this? But you pick up something that makes you happy. It's not necessary that okay, if you don't want to do Surya Namaskar, it's fine. You like dancing, do dancing, do Zumba. There are so many, YouTube channels.
Of course. And it is about consistency, as you
Yeah.
said earlier, because what
Yeah.
happens is that we want to see these results. And if
Mhm.
I dance for a month, or if I follow an exercise I do exercises for a month, I want to immediately see results. Like, okay, अभी मेरा 2 किलो तो कम होना चाहिए था. और अगर
Yeah.
200 ग्राम भी अगर कम नहीं हुआ, तो you just are like, okay, this is not working for me. But it
Hmm.
goes hand in hand, as you said, the diet plus the exercise and the
Yeah.
consistency is the key. So that is the
Yeah.
message that we send.
And you're not going to get fast results. You have to be patient with it.
Yeah.
And what happens is, and typically in PCOS cases, like normally we may lose weight easily with these things, but with PCOS, it's a little more difficult. So you have to be even more patient. But again, I'm stressing on the fact that if you're not, this is not helping you, then you must visit your gynecologist and get a proper consultation and diagnosis of your condition, because there are other similar conditions, like I said. Ultrasound may be needed in your case if you're not getting periods at all. And it is not necessary that if you're overweight only you have PCOS, like, or PCOS is associated with only overweight girls or women. So PCOS can affect thin girls as well. It is called lean PCOS.
Yeah.
So it is important to identify what problem you have and the treatment. I believe that in PCOS, because of this wide host of symptoms,
Yeah.
we need to tackle exactly what she is suffering from. Like if menses is the problem, then we need to treat that.
Hmm.
If the acne and the pimples is the problem, we need to treat that. Or hair loss on the scalp, or excessive facial hair, hoarseness of voice, all these things are also part of PCOS. So we need to take consultation from a dermatologist as well at times to treat all these skin related conditions.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So, what are the long-term effects of PCOS?
Yeah. So in case untreatable, or sorry, like uncurable if you're not taking the treatment correctly, or you're not diagnosed correctly, and you're not keeping your symptoms under check, then in the future you may have infertility related problems.
Yeah.
That is, you may have difficulty conceiving, which is also curable. It does not mean that you will be infertile.
Right.
We have medicines for that as well.
Right.
So that is one problem that may occur. Then you get metabolic syndrome, which we call it, that is hypertension, diabetes
Yeah.
in the future. So these are all, an heart condition as well.
Right.
So we need to keep it under check so that we don't suffer from all of these in the future.
Right, right, right. All right. So this is just one question that I remember is a lot of women suffer from infertility. They know that, or they don't even suffer. They are not even infertile, but they feel that PCOS is the reason. But I also feel there might be some other reason as well. You know, it's not
Definitely.
necessarily because recently a friend of mine, she had fibroids outside her uterus. she
Mm-hmm.
she told me, the doctor explained to her that it can be on the borderline as well, so that also can be one of the reasons. So there are many reasons for a woman to be
Definitely.
infertile. It's not only
Definitely.
related, so that is also something that needs to be clarified.
Yeah. So when you talk about infertility, like what I always want to clarify it is, uh, infertility is not a condition of a woman. It is a condition of couple.
Right.
So that is the most important thing that we need to clear out of our mind, that it is not a woman's fault that she is not pregnant. It
Yes.
may be one of the causes, but it is a condition of a couple. It is a couple's disease, and it is not a women or a man's disease.
Right.
So when you infertility is a whole other topic itself. But then I would like to say a few things about it with respect to PCOS, is that when you get a couple who is not able to conceive, or if somebody who's watching this is having difficulty conceiving, it is important to evaluate yourself as well as your partner,
Correct.
because sometimes we get unexplained infertility wherein everything is normal and you're still not able to conceive, or the husband, there is a problem in his semen analysis that you're not able to conceive, or maybe the woman herself.
Right.
PCOS also is one of the conditions wherein if ovulation is not occurring on time,
Mm.
again, if ovulation is occurring on time, you can get your periods, you can conceive just with a few medications, which I'm not going to go into details
Yeah,
of.
yeah,
You should meet your gynac for it.
yeah.
But again, it does not mean that you cannot conceive at all. You need to undergo further investigations to find out exactly why you're not able to conceive.
Right. So, thank you, Annabelle, for giving us so much of important information, like
Thank you.
clarifying so many doubts. Because I'm very sure all the girls, all the women who are listening to us, we have answered a lot of their questions. And if you guys have any questions in particular that you think we might have missed on, please
Yeah.
put it in the comments below, and we will be continuing with these kind of sessions going ahead. If you have any topics which you want us to cover related to menstruation, surrounding menstruation, please let us know that as well. We would be happy to do that. Anna is enjoying these sessions. She is very, very
Yeah.
happy to do this outside of her work, because she is always
All
occupied.
because of, yeah, these constant persistence and push and motivation, I must say, really.
So it's teamwork, and we really want all those girls, all of you girls and women out there, to have somebody who you can come to and ask your questions to, and get your
Yeah.
doubts cleared. You know, so it's
Yeah,
kind of
definitely, definitely.
community where you can come and openly talk about your issues. So thank you very much, Anna. I'm going to end this session now.
Thank you, Deepti. Thank
I'll catch up
you.
with you soon once again.
Yeah. See
Bye.
you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.